everybody. Welcome back to the TMR podcast. I am back with a guest this time because I have no friends. Please welcome back Alex, or the Clumsy Critic, from our last review, which was Raya and the Last Dragon. We're back here now to review Luca, which is the latest Disney Pixar film that we just watched. Hopefully you watched it, right?
What was I supposed to?
Okay, that's good. We both watched it, and that's great. Okay, and basically, I guess we're just here to review it for you guys, I guess, as Disney fans. And Alex herself has, have you been employed by Disney at a past time in your life?
No. I wish. It would have been cool.
No. When you wish upon a star. I had to put that in. Sorry. That's not the lame joke yet. Okay. I can see the collective groans going around. All right. Basically, the synopsis for this movie is basically a young boy who is in the bottom of the ocean. Not in a sense that he's dead, but in a sense that he is a fish monster. Alex's reactions. That he is right. I guess that he finds a friend called Alberto, right? And they find, adventures in land once they know that they can transform into human beings. And they're in this town that I will butcher completely. Porto Rosso, something.
Yeah.
Rosso. Yes, okay. And yeah, it's all about just them fitting in with society. A fish out of water joke. I mean, fish out of water film, literally. And also, basically just a tribute to the Italian seaside, I guess. So yeah. Before we start, do you remember who this movie is directed by? So I can quickly run that by.
Oh, that is a good question.
I
actually do not know that.
No. Okay. In the meanwhile, while I researched that, I guess that Alex, did you like the film?
Yes, I did. Definitely. I thought it was super wholesome and very cute.
Yes, very cute indeed. Yeah, I think so too. And I think it's not your typical Disney Pixar film.
Yeah,
because usually we get really this layered plots and stories, and it's like something like Soul, Inside Out and stuff. But for this one, it's much more simple, but it's not overly simple the way some Illumination or Sony pictures are, I guess. It's still actually pretty good. In my opinion, it's beautiful in its simplicity, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
And finally, I found the director. Yeah, it's directed by, oh God, I'm sorry if I butchered the name, Enrico Casarosa. And it stars Jacob Tremblay, Jack Dylan Grazer, Emma Berman, and a bunch of other people that I have no idea about. So anyway, I think that we both came to the, overall summary that we do like it. And I guess that, what did you like about it most, Alex?
That's a good question. There's a lot. I was thinking about that before we started, if there was one thing that stood out to me the most. And what I really thought was very funny and very well done was just the characters. And not necessarily how they were animated or anything like that, but more just their how distinctive and expressive they were. Every character has a very distinctive way of talking and moving, and they're very stylized as well. Because at some points I thought that they looked like claymation. Because I know I'm watching a Pixar movie, but at some points I'm like, is this claymation? It looks so different to what Pixar normally does. But yeah, I thought the characters and their interactions were so funny. One of my favorite characters, he only appeared, I think, 4 or 5 minutes. Uncle Ugo.
I think I know what you're gonna say. Yes, I love him.
He was
He's so good.
Oh, he was so fun. super random. Like, you have this setting of this, like, family and very, like, wholesome. And then you have this, like, see-through deep sea creature that's talking about, like, whale carcasses. And I'm like, what is going on? So confused.
It was so random.
Like, I wrote down one of his quotes.
He's the best part.
Because he was, at one point, just talking about
go on.
whale carcass. And he's like, oh, and all the whale carcass you can eat, little bits of it just float into your mouth. You can't stop it. You can't see it. So if the mouth open, the whale carcass go in. It's just, what? He just talks. And no one listens, but he just keeps talking. Yeah. I kind of relate to that. And
his dialogue is never really just, it's not even aligned. It's just sentences that randomly like come into his head. Yeah, I think I stand with you there in the fact that Uncle Ugo was one of the weirdest characters in the movie, and then by far one of the most memorable, just out of how random he is,
right?
And the fact that someone has to punch him back to life. He actually steals the scene. Spoiler alert that he actually has a post-credit scene at the end as well, which I stayed around for. I was like, oh God, he's here.
Yeah, I was so glad they did that because it was also like the post-credit scene was a bit of like a throwback to the beginning of the movie because of like the little sheep fish that Luca has to like herd to the sea grass. Like the one that always tries to escape. He's at Uncle Ugo's place and Uncle Ugo's like, oh yes, welcome. I just thought that was so like a very funny like full circle moment for that little character and that running
fish.
tag.
Yeah, I'd say shout out to my favorite character. I mean, Uncle Ugo is a close second, but my personal favorite is the fish, and I remember his name. It's Giuseppe, I think. Giuseppe the fish. I love him so much. I think just the overall design of the fish I love because it's just so like they're just so blank. They're like
with the big eyes.
And then there's this one fish who's so curious. He's like, I want to move this way. I want to move that way. And he doesn't listen. It's like, no, Giuseppe, you steal the scene for me, man. Like, I loved him as a character. Uncle Ugo is a close second. I have a soft spot for these really random characters. The crab also, shout out to the crab that senses weaknesses. Remember the crab that I think bites Luca because it's like, wait,
right, the one that the show crab at the beginning of the movie, right?
Yeah, the show crab.
Yeah.
Like so I have the soft spot for these random ass characters. So this movie did, as you said, I agree with you. All the character designs and stuff were perfect. And shout out to the animation behind it as well, because usually Disney Pixar, they're very well refined. And this one is also very well refined, but this has like a claymation sense to it. And then also some of the sea scenes, like it looks borderline real, which is crazy. When the waves are hitting the beach and all that stuff. And the pasta made me want to eat pasta because it looks so damn good.
It looks so good. Yeah. Yeah, it's just
shout out to that.
The animation was so well done, and I thought it was so interesting as well. Like the girl Julia, she like I was trying to pay attention to how she moved because she was very very fast, very different compared to like if you looked at Luca because he's like a bit shy, so he moves differently as well. And I think they also like tried to show that through the animation. So I thought that was just so well done because it really makes these characters feel more alive, even though they're very stylized and very, like you can tell it's animation obviously, but it's still very nice to see that they did that. Just good, good animation.
I agree with that. And I you know what I absolutely loved? I think the best part of the movie, best parts of the movie were the parts where he would fantasy stuff that he would imagine himself doing. For example, there's like a few scenes where that he spends time bonding with Julia, and I guess it's him just shooting up to to Saturn, and he's running on the ring of Saturn, or he's going up on the Vespas and it's all field of Vespas and touching the moon. Like, and with the music that really got me, it was so well done. Or like flying through the Colosseum in Rome. Like at that point, I was like, wow, this is good. I was enjoying it quite a bit.
Yeah, I really like that they put that in as well.
Yeah. Like a bit of surrealism in an already surrealist movie. Yeah. I think the dream sequences, like for me, were fantastic and very well animated as well. Also, what else did you like about the film, I guess?
I don't know if you noticed this. I did, because I was wearing headphones when I was watching it. But the sound design was very well done.
Yes.
Because when they're in the water, it's a completely different sound compared to when they are like on land. At first, I thought it was my headphones that were broken because I was hearing like these weird sounds. And then the first time Luca goes out on the beach, the sound was different. And then I realized they did that on purpose because obviously if you're underwater, the sound travels differently because you're in water. Yeah. And I was like, whoa, that's so clever. Yeah. They did that. Obviously, they like it makes sense, but also so good. Though it was like
I agree.
Confusing at first.
Yeah. I think that you were right about the sound design and a lot of parts where they play with ambience, such as rain and all that stuff. It's really I don't want to say it because I know you're a huge fan. It's really Studio Ghibli-ish, and the story elements are somewhat Studio Ghibli-ish as well.
I actually thought about that too.
It's deals with monsters and all that stuff.
Yeah,
and it's really simple because Studio Ghibli movies aren't too explained. Just like this one, I think that at no point is the whole Luca becoming into a human or these guys living on land for like a few years ever explained, and that's sort of what Studio Ghibli does too with most of their movies. And it's just the mystique of the world building, I guess, which I thought they did pretty well. And in terms of sound, I would also say that this is one of the more memorable soundtracks that I've heard. I know Soul had really good music as well, but this one had like fantastic music, especially, I forgot how it goes now, but I was listening to the theme for a few days. There's a theme that plays every now and then, especially during the dream sequences or the sequences where he's racing up. I forgot how the melody goes, but I was like, I'm a sucker for those kind of things.
Those so good.
I think big shout out to that.
Yeah, the music was very atmospheric. And also very because it's obviously set in like a little Italian town, and I thought they incorporated that into the music so well. Like I really felt like I was in like a summery Italian town, and I really wanted to go on vacation. Like after I saw the movie, I was like, I wanted to go somewhere that's exactly like the movie's town is.
I understand. Like I think that the only place I've been like slightly closest to that, I guess, is Venice, which is not that accurate to whatever this town is called. I forgot again. But it's really it captures the Italian village slash ambience of small town Italy very well. Yeah. Especially even the hilly parts. It's really Tuscany-ish, and I think that the whole incorporation of Italian culture and also what do you call it? Oh God, I just had a brain fart. Not agriculture. Crap. What do you call buildings?
Architecture?
Yeah, architecture, that one, yeah.
Agriculture?
I had a brain fart. Yeah.
It's okay. I have those all the time.
Yeah, that one. I feel that Italian architecture was really prominent in this film because a lot of the buildings are, red, yellow, blue, and it's just, all random, and that's the charm of Italy, I guess. And not only that, I would also say that the culture of Italy is also very present in this film, because a lot of it, whenever the dialogue starts to get slightly, when the characters are insulting each other, they go full on Italian. And then I found that really amusing.
With the rolling R's and stuff.
Like that. Yes, and doing like this, and I was just like, okay.
Yeah, so good.
It's so good. Yeah, it actually captures Italy quite well, and we all know a person like Ercole, because some people might find him over the top, like a really over the top villain, right?
Yeah.
The Vespa guy. But once you go to Italy, there are actually people like that. No offense to all the Italians watching my podcast, if any, but yeah, I'd say that they handle the villain. He was cartoonish, yeah, but I guess that the story demanded a cartoonish villain, so I somewhat gave it a pass, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. He was just very some of the things that he did were very cartoonish, and then other things were very like you could go out and meet someone that is actually like that. Like I when I was watching the movie the first time he appeared, I don't think I've ever instantly disliked someone as much as I did with him. Like, as soon as he started talking, I was like, I don't like you. You're not fun. Go away.
Yeah, I understand. I think we met quite a lot of people like this in high school as well. Hey, I'm just kidding. Shout out to Grad 15. I'm just kidding. Anywho, I think that some of this film's other strong points include, the whole design of the characters. As I'm going back to the beginning point, as you said, that the entire family, there are different colored fish sea monsters. And once they appear on land, they're pretty accurate to their, fish counterparts. Jesus. Yeah, fish counterparts. And I just like the overall world building and design of these characters. One of the best things about the animation as well is that the transition from scale to human is done pretty well. When it's scaly and then they're on land and it slowly transitions back into human skin, or vice versa. I think it's pretty smooth. It doesn't make me want to barf, because if I saw that in real life, I'd be like, huh? But yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah,
true. Very true.
And yeah.
I also like
yeah, go on.
There's this one moment that really stood out to me as well. It's when they transform from the like fish monsters, I guess, to people. The first time that happens to Luca is when he comes out like carrying the stuff from Alberto, and he comes out of the water expecting to be able to carry the stuff in the same way as when he's in the water, and then he just face plants onto the beach. And I was like, oh, that's clever, because obviously he's used to being in the water and not having gravity to deal with and stuff, and then suddenly he can't carry the stuff anymore because it's heavy. I thought that was also cleverly done.
Yeah, I understand. Good attention to detail, I guess. With that as well. And I forgot what they say whenever they're about to do something really brave. Is it something Bruno?
Silencio Bruno.
Silencio Bruno. Yeah. That one.
Yeah.
That was pretty cute. I think let's talk about the themes of this movie, I guess, which is really prominent. Which is the theme of friendship, I guess. At first, I was like, oh, this is the first Disney Pixar movie that's, not made me emotional. Okay. All right. It's going to be good. And then the last few scenes, I'm like, no, no, absolutely not. It's not. Here we go again.
So very
God
much
damn it.
I actually got emotional like during the movie as well a few times. Like not it wasn't as bad as in Raya and the Last Dragon, but I still had like moments where I just thought it was so like the friendship between Luca and Alberto, and then Luca and Julia and Alberto was so sweet. Like it's this pure, innocent friendship that kids have, and it's so cute to see that that's. I don't know. It was just so nice. So cute.
Yeah, I agree.
I just like when they were hanging out together, I was like, oh, you're adorable. You're all
really
so
wholesome,
cute.
innocent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think for me, what really got me at the end was like from the moment that he saw Luca and Julia go up and continue their whole thing about Luca wanting to go to school, and he was like looking at them slightly sad and then smiling at the Vespa, knowing that he has to sell it. I was like, no, don't do it. As in, you're gonna make me cry. And then when they're at the train and he's like, hey, you can go to school, and then his family appears. I'm like, no, please. And then he repeats what his mother told him, like, like, you know I love you, right? Like, look me in the eyes. I'm like,
yeah.
I just started like swelling up.
And also then, the part
he
where
was like,
where Luca's like, oh, but aren't you coming with me? And then Alberto's like, no, I'm gonna stay with with the dad.
Massimo.
And I'm like, oh, he found a dad figure in the dad, and the dad was also like bonding with Alberto because they went to go fish together. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet. Like, he misses his dad, but he has a new dad.
Yeah, exactly. That was a bit heartbreaking in the middle of the movie, and it's great to see it come full circle. Because like at first I was like, what is he counting? And then I just remembered that, oh wait, he said he has a dad, but his dad never actually shows up. But now that he does have a dad, which is the one armed dad, I think his name was Massimo or something.
Yeah, something like that.
His character design is just like the dad from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. If you've ever watched that movie, if you haven't, then it's totally fine.
No, but I was thinking he also kind of looks like Hiccup's dad in How to Train Your Dragon, like the
oh yeah, he
broad
does.
shoulders and like the
big build.
Face. Yeah.
Yeah. I love how he just does everything with one hand, and then he's such an intimidating figure. But yeah, I think
with the eyes, like opening his eyes if he wants to convey something.
Yeah. And at the end where he's like, go and live your life, and go to school, and then it's the train goodbyes, and he's just cheering his friend on, and then I'm like. And then he said, you got me off the island. And then one of the last few shots is the island. And I'm like, no, this is killing me. Yeah. It killed me worse than Raya did. Raya made me tear up a bit, but not to this extent. Soul made me tear up as well. So Disney Pixar, whenever I hear Disney and Pixar together, you can never trust them, actually.
No, I always
You can never really just trust your emotions. Yeah, exactly.
They always throw in like a little like moment where you're just gonna lose it.
Yeah. I honestly thought this was it was gonna be the first one. It's like, oh, pretty simple. Like, win the contest, happy.
Yeah, exactly.
Complete the mission.
I was like, oh no, they're gonna.
Big swerve.
It's not gonna be sad because the movie was very simple. Like, the story is actually really simple. And like the relationships between the characters is also pretty simple. Like, until Luca sort of betrays Alberto, like that was like that tipping point in the movie for me as well.
Yeah.
Because then I was like, oh, this is very like that was a serious like betrayal, yo.
That was dark. Yeah, damn.
Yeah, it was. I was
you don't see one of the minions doing that.
No.
Yeah.
And Alberto looked so sad, and Luca was like, a lot of emotions in that scene.
Yeah, that was, I think it was both. They were guilty. Both of them were guilty, I guess. Like, what's his name? Alberto was guilty for wanting Luca all to himself. Like, he's my friend, and our dream is the Vespa thing. But at the end, he does accept that they can have different dreams and just go their separate ways. But in the future, they'll probably come back. It's probably not. They're not gonna have a sequel, but for what it was, I think it's a very simplistic and to the point and effective tale about friendship. Yeah. So, is there anything that you didn't like about it?
I was actually thinking about that because obviously that's a thing to think about, but there wasn't like there was.
Yep.
There wasn't a very distinctive thing that I didn't like until I realized that there's a few moments, like a few plot lines that they didn't really resolve very well. Like where did Alberto's dad go? Where's the rest of his family? Like, what happened there? And then maybe we don't need to resolve that. Like, I get that you don't need to always resolve everything in a movie, because that's like, it doesn't happen in Ghibli movies as well, like as you said. But I don't know. It was like, it felt like a Chekhov's gun at the beginning of the movie. Like, oh, my dad's gone for a bit, but then he'll come back. And then they mentioned where he was, but it was a big moment, but not very satisfying, maybe. I think.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
And then
continue.
I'm trying to think if there's anything to dislike,
right.
but this movie is just.
I'll go on.
I was just gonna say that this movie is just so simple. Like there's not a lot of complex stuff going on, so it's just a good movie to watch if you want like a simple, fun summer tale about friendship. It's not like you can't really analyze it any deeper because there's not much to analyze because it's so simple, which is fine. Like, it's true. Fine to have movies like that.
Exactly. And I feel that people who go into this movie expecting Ratatouille, Inside Out, bloody hell, Soul, Coco, and all that stuff, you're going to be a bit disappointed. But if you appreciate it for what it is, which is bang on, summer tale, as you said, coming of age story of it's two friends and Julia, just very simplistic, not layered, and as I said, effective, then you're gonna find it with this one. The one thing that I did not like about it is that the end is resolved a bit too quickly for me. I know it's a children's film. Well, you can say that with all Disney Pixar films, but they are adult films also at the same time. And usually it's not easy to resolve the problems that they have. But with this one, it feels like a lot of it was way too easy.
True, yeah.
For example, in quite a few films, like, sacrifices have to be made and all that stuff. But this one, especially with the whole character building they did or world building they did, that this town of Porto Rosso, right, is basically a place that really, really doesn't like sea monsters. And they've been at war with sea monsters for God knows how long. Everyone wants to kill sea monsters. The literal fountain is a guy killing a sea monster. And then in the end, like, the way it's resolved, it's like the big dad is like, I know who it is. It's Luca and Alberto. See. And then I'm like, what? Oh, okay. I guess that's done. And everyone's like, yeah, accepting. And then the two grandmas are like, oh yeah, we're fish too. Hey. And then they can just accept it. Like, it's as simple as that. Like, eons or like centuries of hating each other, and then just like this, they're friends. Like, I would like to see a bit of conflict before that, just a slight like people who don't agree, because there will be. Ratatouille did it perfectly because Colette, the main lady chef, was she still stuck with Remy and Linguini, but all the other chefs were like, no, we're not cooking for a rat, and they left. And that shows like the real world conflict that Disney Pixar movies have. But this one, I think it was like, wait, what? That's convenient. That's way too convenient, especially for Disney Pixar. So maybe that was just me just nitpicking, but it was one of the more glaring issues with the film for me.
Yeah, I actually understand what you mean, because if you think about it, in the beginning of the movie, the conflict between like humans and sea monsters is very much emphasized, and then they don't really do anything with that anymore afterwards. So I think maybe they weren't sure where to go when they were making, like, in the beginning, they weren't quite sure where to go. And then that kind of happened at the end. They're like, oh yeah, wait, let's resolve this, but then let's just forget that sort of happened. No, I get that, actually.
It's almost, I understand. Like, it's almost as if it was like they had a 1 hour 36-minute runtime to get to, and then it was like, okay, we're gonna have this scene where people don't agree and it's gonna be conflict. Nah. It has to be 1 hour 30. Okay, then fine. Just make them all, join hands and sing Kumbaya. So yeah, I guess that's it is what it is. But still, it's not too big a hole for me to, dislike or disregard the movie altogether.
Yeah, I think it's just like, it's easy to think of movies as having to have like a very, very complex storyline and having to have these conflicts and stuff, when I think also the goal for this movie was to be wholesome and a fun summer movie about friendship. So I also I understand that they didn't do it as well. I think if you go into the movie just wanting to experience some summery fun, then this is the perfect to do it. It's a short movie as well. It's not that long.
I agree. Really not that long. Short, precise, to the point, as I said. Like my fish jokes, but basically.
What fish jokes?
Okay, you got me there. Okay. So I guess it's time to go to the ratings, I guess. How much would you rate this film out of 10?
I forgot what I gave Raya. I think that was like a 7.
You gave Raya like an 8. Nah, you gave it an 8. I remember.
Really?
Yeah. Wait.
You
know what?
You said you were surprised because I gave it like lower than you.
I'm a check. Just give me 2 seconds. I put it in the thumbnail because I have no viewers. Why is this televised? Anyway, basically, I think that you gave it a 7. Yes, I gave it a higher score than you.
Yeah, I remember because I remember you were surprised about that.
Yeah.
And now I'm thinking I probably want to give it the same because I did
7. Okay.
But maybe I'm a bit critical.
I understand. It's totally normal. I don't think it's as bad a case as Raya was, because you were down with that film. You were like, yeah, I love the world building. I love this. I love that. 7. Yeah. What?
But that is maybe because if I look at movies that for me are like a 10, then it's easier for me to give it a number. But then
I see.
Maybe because I've rewatched Raya a few times, so I'd probably give it a higher score now if you ask me again. But for Luca, I think it'd be a 7 or like a 7.5.
Solid.
It's like a fun movie.
Right.
It's
okay.
fine. It's not like a super special, but it's still wholesome and cute and a fun movie to watch.
I agree. I was trying so hard to push it to, a normal rating, because usually back in film school, I always had like these really weird ratings. Like how much would you give this movie? People would stick with like, 6, 6.5, 7, 7.5. And I'd go like 6.3, 7.8, and I'll be like all that stuff. And ever since the dawn of my channel, I've been trying to keep it, with the 0.5s and the 7s and the 8s and all that stuff. But with it here, I'm going to have to revert back to my old ways. And I would have to go with a 7.8 for this one. It's almost there. It's almost there for me. Might not be there yet. I enjoyed it more than I did Raya. But at the end of the day, I'd still think that there are a few nitpicks with it that just prevent it from being, what usually Disney Pixar can be capable of. But as I said, I don't think it was ever trying to be anything more than a simple, fun summer movie about friendship. So, 7.8 and 7 is good, I guess.
I think Disney also kind of knew that because they released it. I don't know what the case is in Thailand, but in the Netherlands, it's on Disney Plus. But it's not premium access like Cruella or Raya or Mulan was. So I think they kind of knew this is not gonna be one of those like big hits that people usually think of when they think of Disney movies. So I think they kind of also expected that.
Yeah.
Because also, it wasn't promoted as much as it was as, other Disney or Pixar movies have been in the past. So maybe they kind of, just tried to go along with what they expected of the movie as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't say, they dumped it in this release date, but, usually, the big boys, the big hitters, they know. Disney Pixar know what is going to win an Oscar and what's not. Mm-hmm. So, and they usually put their biggest award contender either in November or December.
Yeah, the end of the season. Yeah, because during Christmas, everyone goes to the cinemas
during this time
to watch
exactly
big movies. Yeah.
Exactly. I think last year they had Soul, which was in December. That won an Oscar, and the year before they had Toy Story was out this time, but
Frozen was
Frozen
2,
Frozen as well,
and the year before that was Coco.
Yeah, all that award contender stuff. Mm-hmm. And I know that this one they're just just a bit of summer fun for all ages, and I kudos to Disney for knowing what they're doing, because I get a bit of a branch talk on just Disney Plus overall right now. I think they're handling their releases pretty well, because Disney Plus gives a platform for quite a few of these films to shine. Because Luca, I don't want to say this, but Luca would have bombed at the box office. It would not have done. It might have made back a bit of its budget, but it won't be Coco. It won't be Inside Out. It won't be Soul. And it's basically a good Italian representation, and it's also a good summer movie, the way Cruella was as a fashion film, 2 hours and 14 minutes long. It would never ever get that runtime in theaters, because people be like, 2 hours and 14 minutes of Cruella de Vil, what? But with Disney Plus, it's like, what, I'm already paying for this, might as well. So yeah, I think solid ratings for the both of us. And yes, I guess that it's time for me to plug your channel yet again. So if you want to follow Alex, then please go follow Alex on the Clumsy Critic page on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram. Bloody hell, have I covered it all?
Yeah.
Yes, I got it. Sweet.
All the
and
socials.
Watch her do some, on all the socials, and watch her do game walkthroughs, reviews-ish, streams, all that stuff. If you're definitely a fan of animation, then definitely the Clumsy Critic is your page as well. So go follow that, and also follow me. Don't forget to give me a like, and push the notification bell, and also give me a subscribe on YouTube if you're I always make this mistake. If you're listening on Spotify, please give me a follow there too. And yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. And yeah, I think thank you for coming on again, Alex. And good to see you. Hope to have you back in, some further Disney / animation film reviews, I guess. Don't invite me to the game stuff because I'm pretty clueless with that stuff. But
Okay,
yeah,
I won't.
as I said,
But,
yeah.
yeah.
I'll definitely, guys, go give the Clumsy Critic a view, and thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next review.
Thank you. Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
me.
Peace. Woo.